This is Superflat, the no-terrain type of Minecraft world that is a nightmare to try and beat. People have done it, but I'm guessing you're like me and don't want to spend the 10 hours that it can take to do. So I made this, a fully beatable version of Superflat where it brings back everything, but it's only 1 block tall. It took days of manually redesigning every structure, placing all of them by hand, and figuring out how to even make Superflat beatable. And no, it turned out even more cursed than you'd expect. Making a Superflat world is obviously really easy. Just go to settings, customize all the layers you want, and hit create world. Okay, this is an awesome world. Who wouldn't want infinite cake to walk on, right? But clearly, I need to set some ground rules to make sure I make this right. Rule number 1, I must make everything you need to beat the game. That means rivers, trees, full-on biomes, with maybe a few fun things along the way. Rule number 2, the world can be no taller than 1 block. Otherwise, it would end up being 3D and bigger dimension number is not flat. Well, let's do it. I want to make it similar to how a normal world is made, where all the terrain is made first, then all the fancy stuff like trees and structures get put on top of that. I would love to start by using the default Superflat generation, but it won't work because there isn't a way to put all the features and biomes I need on it. Instantly breaking rule number 1. So I need to start with a void world. I'll pick it as my generation option, wait for it to generate until we're in, then I'll use Axiom to generate this giant cube rectangle platform thing that the world can go on. That's what I'm gonna call it. I want to avoid making you feel like you're super confined, so it's 3,000 by 3,000 blocks long to start. It is very large. To get the terrain, I'll actually go to a default Minecraft world. I know, it's hideous. 3D, Look away if you need to, but I'll go down to water level and make a 3,000 by 3,000 block selection. Using World Edit, I can also select the biomes. Then I just go to the very middle of the rectangle big platform thing. The name changes every time I say it. And paste the world outline. Whoa, this is insane. I definitely need to add more though, because it's kind of anticlimactic. And the slime invasion is already starting to happen. I probably need to turn mob spawning off. I accidentally copied way too much stone over from the default world, which made the world look like some random alien planet. I wanted it to look like the default overworld, so I used world edit's replace command to replace all the stone blocks with grass blocks. This definitely looks a lot better. I kept all of the ores because I do want you to be able to get resources in some way, but I did get rid of most of the ugly blocks, which makes it look so much better. Whoa, look how cursed this swamp looks. It literally looks like camouflage. Can you even see me? I'm invisible, huh? As you know, I decided to make the world 3,000 blocks wide, which means there's a lot of different features that need to go on top of it. 6 different types of trees, 3 different types of ruined portals, every different type of shipwreck, pillager outposts, the stronghold, and 4 different types of villages, all with tons of different houses that each need to be manually designed. Yeah, it's a lot. Not only that, but then I have to manually place them into the world by hand. It's gonna be a fun time. Getting all the features was really easy because I could just copy them over from a default world using Axiom, but turning them into flat features is where it started to take a lot of effort. There were some easy ones like trees that I could just cut the middle part out of and it was basically done, but it got harder when I started working on the structures. I tried using a bunch of Axiom's tools to squash them together, but they would always turn up scuffed, so I had to fix all of them by hand, making it take a few hours to do all of them. Let's go! I finished making all of the features flat now. I think there's around 50 in total, which is awesome. They look great, but that's also how many I have to now manually go place one by one onto the platform. Just look how big this thing looks compared to the build. Also, right before I started building, I noticed sand was falling all around the platform, which left these really awkward holes that looked ugly, to say the least. So what I did is place a layer of bedrock under the entire platform, which is really nice because when you mine blocks now, you can't just fall into the void if you mine right below you. And the drops also don't just drop immediately into the void. Before you say, oh, the world isn't 1 block thick anymore, anymore. Ah, he cheated. Ah. Look, I could remove the bedrock layer if you want. Sure, it's literally just for your convenience. Now I get to go manually place everything onto the platform. Oh no, look how long it is over there. Now this will go by really fast for you, but it's really hard to show just how long it takes to make projects like this. I think the best way to put this into perspective is I'm basically making a new world's largest pizza, and I have to manually place every topping over the entire surface. Yes, I did start to go insane, so to keep my brain from shutting off, I put YouTube on my second monitor. Let me scroll through my history here while past me is placing all the features. Yeah, there is some hour-long videos in here. And wait, what's all that?
Cocomelon!
Whoa, 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 you didn't see anything, all right? Just finished a few forests and a couple villages, which I think looks super funny. Just look how cute these are. Boy, is this taking way longer than I thought. My brain right now, I don't really even feel it, to be completely honest. And I still have probably like 30 times more area to fill. But I will do anything if it means I can make an awesome experience for you guys. So I will suffer. I don't care. All the features are now placed. It's actually the next day. Placing all of them took around 9 hours total. So by the end of it, my brain was literally dead. But this looks awesome. About halfway through, I discovered Axiom's stamp tool, which sped up placing all of the features so much. Before, I was just hand placing all the toppings onto the pizza, whatever you call the world. But with the stamp tool, I could place multiple features at once. Basically like 50 robots working at once to place all the toppings and just make the entire world work. That analogy was probably kind of weird, but it probably saved me 10 to 20 hours. I am so happy with how everything turned out. The map looks awesome, but don't get too excited because there's this thing called rule number 2. I must make the map beatable. Right now, it's just the overworld, so you can't actually beat the map. Normally, I would go make the Nether and end here so the map is beatable. But I've done that with all my maps, and things always go wrong when I post them. No! No! What? The skeleton? No! Oh my gosh! So instead, I did what I like to call the test. I invited my friend Nil.
Hello.
And we played through the entire overworld to find out what needs to be fixed to make it beatable.
You alright?
Yeah, he just makes random noises sometimes, but what did you think, Nil?
It's great. I mean, could use a little bit more stone.
Oh, for sure.
The rest went smoothly, but yeah, going to the Nether.
Ah, don't push me into the Nether. What are you doing? Poof. We're back to creative mode. I thought that'd be a fun transition. The main thing that Nil noted was stone, and a bunch of relatively easier stuff that I should be able to fix. Axiom has another really great tool I use called the Noise Painter tool. It allowed me to paint stone in these random splotchy-like patterns across the entire world. I also used it to add diamonds to the world because me and Nil weren't able to find any. We also had way too many slime spawn.
I'm just about to die here.
Ah! Ah! So I moved the entire world up 60 blocks, which prevents them from spawning. And now, only passive mobs spawn. It's great. But the map needs to be fully beatable, which means we need more than just the overworld. I did some off-camera building and went and made the Nether the same way as the overworld, but inside is a bunch of fully fledged Nether biomes and a fortress, so you can get blaze rods, don't worry. To fully complete the map and make it completely beatable, I need to make a stronghold. Normally, strongholds are very deep underground, and it's actually a challenge to get into the portal room so you can get to the end fight. As you can tell, I only have 1 block of depth to work with, though. I can't just throw it underground somewhere. So how am I gonna do this? The best way I came up with to make it work is by actually carving out the default one from the ground. That way I could use Axiom to remove the roofs off of it and shrink it down to 1 block tall. It ended up being like this big rectangle thing that didn't really look like a stronghold. So I spent like an hour manually selecting all the hallways and replacing them with slabs to give it that little bit of depth that makes it look so realistic. Like you can tell these individual hallways and rooms are their own spaces. I swear, whenever I'm going through a normal stronghold, I always struggle to find the portal room, so I don't think that's a problem anymore. Where could the portal room be? Ah, right there. All right, it's time to make the end. The end was definitely my favorite dimension to make because it's so much smaller than the overworld. It's the end. You think it would be super hard to make, but using the same methods as the overworld, it only took me 30 minutes to finish the entire island. The map is complete. Now, obviously, I spent a lot more than the 8 hours it would have taken to just beat the default Superflat, but it was absolutely worth it. You no longer have to spend the hours dealing with all the annoying slimes and literally grinding your sanity away as you try and make it to the end. Now you can experience Superflat with all the features from regular Minecraft and maybe a few cursed things along the way. You can play it for free using the link down below. Otherwise, I'll catch you later. Bye!